What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. Today I wanted to bring you a video that I actually tried to make about a day or two ago. Sadly, I could not post it the other day due to the fact that my computer was acting weird. And just for everyone to know, I am getting a new computer that will fix a lot of those problems with uploading videos, and so things should start coming faster, uploading a lot quicker, rendering much faster, and things that are recent and relevant to the time will be up much quicker. So if there's a video that's related to a topic that just recently was announced, expect that in the future to be a thing where it'll be a lot quicker, hopefully. Right now, I haven't set up everything, so I can't specify when this will happen. I don't know when. I'm leaning towards the like around the 20-something of October, maybe earlier, probably at least around that time. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, getting into this video, so one of the big things I recently mentioned was the whole entire Naomi Scott thing. Now, recently for Power Rangers, the movie, they actually just confirmed that apparently it's not going to be much of a reboot. Rather, it's going to be somewhat of a story that's different, but it's somehow supposed to connect to the storyline of the show and actually flow into what's currently going on, rather than starting it over like a reboot would. So, but the thing is that you may note that they still have confirmed that Trini, Zach, Kimberly, Billy, and Trini are supposed to still be in it for the character names of these characters. So, what does that mean? Well, one thing that I found out, and this is the reason why I had to re-record this actually, was because of the fact that you have to remember something very important that I did not even realize, which is why I didn't want to upload it until I realized this, was the fact that, for those that don't know, one of the directors, I forget which one of the writers and like some of the people that are working on the movie, have worked on the Star Trek movies that have come out recently in the past couple of years or so. And for those that don't know, if you haven't noticed already, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be continuing the story while at the same time using that original cast aspect like we're doing here. So it's sort of like it's continuing the plot of whatever was current, but at the same time being using the original characters, which is what they're basically doing here. Now, some other points that were mentioned is that there's going to be a massive battle at the beginning of the movie to start it off. Somehow it's supposed to connect with Dino Charge in some way. It's supposed to continue right after Dino Charge has ended. If you haven't already noticed, 2017, that's around the time. 2016 is when Dino Supercharge will have ended, which is the second season of Dino Charge, the current show that is out in America. So, seeing how that makes sense, they're somehow got connected. Now, one thought I've heard is that possibly they might start the movie off with the Down Charge Rangers. I'm leaning towards that being unlikely, just because I think that would be kind of unnecessary, and just I don't think that they would do that. But at the same time, it could be a possibility. There was this idea that they brought up about how apparently the Rangers are defending the power grid, and there's this whole entire aspect of how like the Rangers have to protect it, and there's that idea of balance of power and the number of Rangers that can exist with the same color. And so supposedly what the thought was that maybe they might use the Dino Charge Rangers and then go into this new team, which is supposed to represent the Mighty Morphin ones, but still being current. I'm not sure if that's likely or not, but then they bring up this aspect of also the of how the power grid is supposed to allow the Rangers to learn how to fight from Rangers of the past and from the future, and somehow that connection towards them with the power grid. So maybe it's true, and with that whole entire power transfer aspect, it definitely brings up that idea, which makes it make a little bit more sense. So it could be pretty cool. The idea of Rangers of the past and Rangers of the future makes me also wonder, are they implying something in regard to possibly showing the legacy of Rangers in some form? Not necessarily like having a whole entire, you know, legendary battle, but more or less so maybe featuring a clip or an image that shows past years of the Rangers, even for a couple of seconds or so. I don't know. Don't necessarily think that I know that that's absolute or anything, but it's just a thought that could theoretically and potentially be true. But they also bring up the fact that this is supposed to be an original team, yet at the same time be current and match the original Rangers. So it's different. It's very much so what the new Star Trek movies have done. If you've watched any of the recent Star Trek movies that they've done in theaters recently, then that idea is kind of being used here. So it's going to be interesting. Another aspect that they brought up was that apparently one of the villains that's supposed to be having an influence in this movie is Scorpina. Now, for those that don't know, Scorpina is from the first season of Power Rangers, and she seemed like she had a lot more significance, especially since she had a few more episodes than a lot of the other villains did, and she was a villain that, you know, would come along occasionally for a little while, but enough to the point that you would actually remember who she was. The thing is that there was always that aspect of she might come back one day, and lo and behold, they decided that this would be the opportunity to do it. And it's an interesting thing to note that apparently Scorpina is going to be brought back, especially since she's kind of unusual to think that they would use her of all characters, just because, you know, she is kind of an odd character that, you know, she is significant, but at the same time she wouldn't be the character that I would immediately think would be thought of as, oh, I have to bring her back. I would think more likely Goldar or Rita and Zed, which I have to note this, is that Rita and Zed still might be in this movie. It's likely that they probably still might be in this movie, more so Rita Repulsa over Lord Zed, but both of them could theoretically be in this movie. Right now, we don't know. Right now, it's still up in the air as to whether or not we're going to get Lord Zed at all. It's more likely that we'll at minimum get Rita and possibly Goldar. Why Goldar? Because Goldar is significant. He was in all the Mighty Morphin seasons, and just in general, he's been talked about a bunch as well as to having a role in this movie. So I think that it's pretty interesting, and I think that these ideas are pretty cool. At first, I was questioning a lot of this, but knowing that they're trying to do this Star Trek thing, which I get it. At the same time, it kind of is a little bit odd. I think it could be pretty cool. At first, I was against this whole entire idea just because it seemed kind of confusing. But other than the Scorpina aspect of it, which kind of still confuses me as to why she even is thought of as big enough to even be in this movie, I think that it could be pretty good. I just don't know yet. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I'm curious as to how they portray Scorpina. Is she going to be a minor character, or is she going to really have a role all the way throughout and actually keep some significance going all the way through? I don't know yet. We don't even know if we're going to get Babu or Squat yet, so let's hold off and see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the previous couple of videos I'm doing for the Power Rangers movie stuff, as well as maybe the Power Rangers Downcharge reviews that I've been doing for the past several months now, and anything else that you guys find cool on this channel. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also remember to answer the question time at the bottom, which is usually our question for the day, and I don't know at this moment what it will be, but I'm sure in the comment section it will be said. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys next time again, and goodbye.